Multiple deployments have become a way of life for our soldiers, which increases the burden on children and teenagers. However, a new study indicates that adolescents are not as stressed as many would have thought.
Because we were sort of preparing them for a bad news story. And then we came back and said, it's not what we thought.
Two factors found in reducing the stress level of a child whose parent is deployed is a strong family and high participation activities. The study also found that Army adolescents cope better if they believe that America supports the war.
Parents that deployed soldiers doing significant things in the world, they will not be able to cope better. You want to see someone who's stressed during deployment? Show me someone who doesn't have a strong family, doesn't believe that American public supports the war, is not busy in activities. Okay, so those are all predictors that drive it up or drive it down. Yes?
I say that because I've got 3 teenagers, and all 3 of them have got different personalities. And I noticed last year when I was deployed, when I talked to them, they would all react differently.
We didn't ask about birth order. I'm sure that kicks in. We had to generalize. And so if we would have had a larger sample, much larger sample, we could have started subdividing even more. But we had to go with what we had.
We have a child psychologist who's Dr. Tanner. And a part-time child and adolescent psychiatrist. I do a lot of work with the soldiers as well. And there's about 40 TRICARE providers, behavioral health providers in the region of within 30 miles. Okay. A lot of the child psychiatrists and child psychologists are in Savannah, so that's quite a drive. But there is a good amount of licensed clinical social workers and counselors in the area.
For young adolescents, this is the time when they're really trying to form their identity, and they also are looking to their parents for that role model. And sometimes they really miss that parent who's deployed. That's the parent who can lead them through their values, learning their skills, making friendships, dealing with conflicts. And that's how I think it affects older kids more.
Well, I think there's been a shortage of research concerning the effects of deployments on children.
Children are generally influenced by their peer groups significantly, so I'm always encouraging families to get involved in sports, spiritual groups, peer relationships, because children learn by doing.
This will add to the body of literature that's out there, and I think that it's very helpful to know kind of the factors that create strong families and resilient families, and the research gives us some clues as to that.
So if they're already older, they already realize more about Army life, have moved quite a few times themselves, and that those kids have experienced more of Army life.
The Army War College results appear to clash with last December's RAND study, which suggested children of deployed service members face emotional and behavioral challenges. However, Dr. Wong insists that the two studies are more similar than different.
The interpretation of their study clashes. The study doesn't clash. What they found was that the number of cumulative months in the previous 3 years was a significant factor from the spouse's perspective. But when they looked at